Hello everyone, this is Laurel of the Dabbling Hook. How is everyone doing today? It is a gloomy, rainy, icky kind of day today. Rained last night. There's dirty snow on the ground. We've gone from 13 degrees to 40 degrees to huge swings in temperatures, and it's New England winter. I am having some hibiscus tea with mulberry leaf with a little lemon, of course, and I'm drinking it out of a summer tumbler. It's double insulated, so it keeps it warm, and it's a little hot. The mug was a gift from my teammate for, I think it was one of our our Christmas gift swaps. Anyway, first, because I always forget to do this, welcome to all the new subscribers, and thank you for everyone who keeps coming back and spending some time with me. What are we doing today? I try to take notes, so I shifted a little, as you can tell over there. I know there's a Flash Your Stash video going around, but one of my earlier videos, before I started titling it, I think, Dabblings, I have a Flash My Stash video already on my channel. So, but, to keep it honest, you could see the mess that is my stash. This is the double, the double cubbies. There's 6 in each cubbies, and there's 2 stacked on each other. That's my Otlite. This is an old mannequin that I used to have. And my one and only summer top that I tried. It was a, what are those? Those bralette things. And it's been on there ever since. And around the neck is a scarf in one of those weird, like, roughly type yarns, but this one had sequins on it. That's been on there. And then there's a mess on the floor. That bag has the mermaid tail that I'm unraveling and turning into a corner to corner, as well as some other, what do you call them? Whips that are there. I think there are 3 bags, whips. This, with my hat on it, is what was supposed to have been, shaking. That was supposed to have been the Havana, which will happen, just not now. And the gift box that Debbie had sent me, thank you again, that's in the bag. She had included a bag in there, so everything's in there. I did give my mom, she had sent me some peppermint tea, and a little, what do you call those? The infusers. So I gave that to her 3 weeks ago, when I went to the Fiber Festival. I gave that to her, because I don't do peppermint tea. But she does. Peppermint and lemon, she does. And what else? And some other odd bags of stuff I need to clean up. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Anyway, oh, there's also fiberfill for the George the Giant Bunny, which I've only gotten a little bit done on him since, actually half a leg, or part of a leg on him. So, and you may hear laughing. Hubby's watching Netflix, and yeah, actually I think he's watching Parks and Rec for like the umpteenth time. Anyway, so hope you guys are having a good day. Welcome everyone, and I said I was going to try to keep this quick because I don't have a whole lot that's done. So because of that, I will start with finished objects. I usually do that at the end. But the first thing I don't have here, and I will insert pictures, is the mom, dad, and baby hat set that I was working on in the jeans yarn. that was delivered, and she loved it. Well, Grandma bought it for them, so she said they loved it, so I'll take her word for it, hopefully. Hopefully at some point I'll get pictures. Baby was due any day as of last week, so I don't know if the baby's born yet. So I'll include pictures for those. Okay, the other thing and all of those I held the yarn double with the jeans yarn. Next is every year for the past maybe like 5-6 years, I've been using my leftover yarns, not quite little scraps, but leftover yarns, to do baby hats for donation to the maternity ward where the minions were born. And last year I totally fell short. I don't think I probably made like 2 or 3 hats last year that got added to the previous years, which I didn't. I usually bring it in December. I didn't do that, so this past December I delivered, I think there were 23 hats. I don't remember, something around there, but basically all this to say that I've started up again, and I've decided I'm going to try to use all my Caron Simply Soft yarn that I have in stash to do it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably about a dozen skeins of Caron Simply Soft that I'm not really using for much. So I've decided my first one, oh look, it matches me. It's just a simple double crochet hat, and so no matter what I try, whatever method, my lines, this is veritably straight, I guess, but it's still a little off center. It doesn't work. I don't know if it's just the way I crochet or what have you, but I never get it. But then again, it's the back of the hat, so no one really pays attention to that. So there's that. So this is double crochet, and then, which I usually use to make the hats. And then I was making an amigurumi a while ago, and I'm like, oh, it looks like a hat. And mind you, I don't like doing single crochet unless it's amigurumi, but I figured I'd give it a try. And how cute is that? Look at that. I did a turn brim. I haven't done one of those in forever. So it's just turned up. So cute little amigurumi, basically an amigurumi hat. You could keep going and turn that into something. But yeah, so there's that, and I don't like the stiffness of the single crochet for the hat, so it'll be back to the double crochet or half double crochet. And the skein I'm using right now, actually I had a half a skein for those, and that's done. And I pulled out a new one, and this is Autumn Red. Nope. Autumn Red. I love this color. And I am holding it in one of Angelia's bags. Perfect size for that. So that's that. The next thing is the it was the only crochet along that I was taking part in. I've tentatively started another one, but the Unraveled Mittens, is it a stash? It's not a stash down. Stash down was last year. Stash Buster? I'll put the link below, excuse me. The third square came out. It comes out every 2 weeks, every other Wednesday. So twice a month. So the next one is this. Ooh, it's being blown out big time. The yellow is not as bright. It's more a warmer yellow than this. Ooh, it's really bright out. I don't know. It's funny, when it's cloudy out, I guess the camera compensates for the light and it gets blown out quite a bit. Nope, it's way blown out. Nope. Doesn't like it. Anyway, so I wish I had done this in a solid color. Maybe the solid gold or solid gold. Anybody remember Solid Gold? Anyway, I digress. So that's the one. That's done. And again, I'm doing all of mine in, man, my brain just never works. I'm doing it on Big Twist Premium. When it was being discontinued, which it is, sadly, I kept going back to Joann's and stocking up on it. So I have quite a few skeins, and this is definitely going to be for me because when this yarn washes, it just gets even softer. So it's totally going to be for me. And I have, I think, 5 or 6 colors left in varying amounts of each. So I think I'm just going to see what works well together and just use those for that. All right, that's that. The next finished object is, this was a tutorial. I think I was in the middle of doing something actually. Sorry, my bra strap won't stay up, so you'll see that happening a lot. You didn't need to know that. What was I saying? It's been a while, right? I feel like it's been like weeks since I've recorded, and I think it's only been a week, 2 weeks. Jellyfish. It was put out by, you guys know I love my amigurumis, so I stopped what I was doing and pulled out yarn. It was done by, Hooked by Robin. I think on Instagram her name is Puddinhead. But anyway, she did, this is really blowing out. Oh, okay. There we go. One of these days I'll get this right. So, you see it? Alright, I'm a little angled. Let's see if I can make this better. So, that's the jellyfish. And this is the very last of the Karen Big Case Mint Fudge. That skein has gone so far. Unless you're making a big project, you will have it around for a while. So this is the very last of it at the top, and then I actually ran out, and the very bottom underneath is the tentacles is with Red Heart with Love metallic. I thought it was sparkle last time. It's metallic. And that's with the tentacles. So her tentacles, I love the way there's no there's not a lot of sewing, just a little bit of sewing to really tack it down, but she basically she does the tentacle long enough, and then she feeds it through from one side to the other, so a bit of it is on the inside, and then you just tack it down a little. It's one of those things you go like, why didn't I think of that? So much easier than having to sew on individual tentacles. So recommend that. We'll put the link below. Hooked by Robin. Is that all? Oh, my other finished object, which has been delivered already, is my spring shawl pattern. I actually made one. I combined 2 yarns. Am I gonna get up? 1 second. Okay, so I combined, hopefully I didn't give you a view of my behind. I'll have to cut that out if I did. Okay, I combined this, oh man, really blowing out. Nope. Stitch Studio Nouveau. It's sold only at AC Moore because it's the Stitch Studio line. It's their in-house range or line. It's 45% acrylic, 45% polyester, 10% wool. It's really soft. It's really, it was made to have that hand-spun, real wool look. It's even in the hank and all that. It's a number 3 light. I think I'd even classify it as a number 2. It's really thin. So I combined it with another yarn to make it more of a heavy worsted, and I created the shawl. I made the shawl out of that. So, like I said, it's already been delivered, so I will put in pictures here. Yeah, so that's been delivered, and that will be all for all my finished objects. I haven't done, I've been, I don't even want to say in a slump. I'm doing things, they're just not getting finished as quickly as they usually do, because right now I'm a little busy at work. Nothing near what I was, you know, in the fall, winter time, or the holiday time period, but it's just, there are a lot of little things going on at work. In the fall I had a couple of big projects going. This time it's a lot of little things that's just taking up my time, and a lot of annoying people that's taking up my time. So I'm not getting a lot of things done. I'm actually not even having a lot of time to work at lunchtime, because by the time I get to lunch and eat, and I look up and time's done. So yeah, things are being started, nothing's getting done, and I'm trying really hard not to start a lot of projects because I don't want to get back into the whole umpteen million whips that I had. So yeah, that's it for finished objects. Not a whole lot going on. What I'm trying to do is, because I'm not getting a lot done, big things done, I'm just going to work on the donation hats. I have plenty of Caring Simply Soft there to use, and I'm just going to make simple double crochet beanies, maybe throw in a different stitch here and there or something, but just to, one, I need to use up that yarn, and two, I need to replenish my donation bin. Alright, whips. Actually, I said there were two, well, the one square crochet along I was doing, and then the other one, I started something, and there's actually a third one. Startitis, I definitely have. So, you saw the squares one. So the other thing that I am doing, I'm using, oh, I need to figure out a different, there's this and that. So there are four. These are more Caring Simply Soft. This one's actually Michael's version of Caring Simply Soft. Crystal of Bag a Day just, she just did a review on these two. This is the Soft and Shiny Loops and Threads. I think it's a little, it's as soft as Caring Simply Soft, but it's silkier when you're working with it. And it's just, I think, a tad thinner than Caring Simply Soft, not by much. But working with it, it's, what would I say? It's slicker, silkier than Caring Simply Soft. And the plying is a little looser. I don't know if you can see it yet. It's a little looser than Caring Simply Soft. But they, like she said, they pretty much work up the same. So I have this one, these three, and what did I do with the bag? I had another bag. One second. Oops. I put the fiber fill on it. And this one. This is Pagoda. This is one of my, oh, this is totally, this looks dark blue tealy on here. It is, nope, not even close to what the color is. Think of this, but like a little darker green. This is just blowing up blue. But this is a gorgeous jewel tone color. So those four I'm using, and I am making, did I print it out? Yeah. I am making the Just Feel Better shawl, and this is by, oops, sorry, you can see me, but my computer goes to sleep. This is by Kalisha of the Quirky Monday podcast. So hers that she did was in fingering weight. Obviously I'm not using that because you know me and skinny yarns. So that's three crochet alongs. The unraveled mitten, the Just Feel Better shawl, and this is for her Pisces crochet along. It's anything water related, Pisces related, in that family. So I knew I had some of those colors, so I just went to pull them all together, and I'm just going to do that. And it's a granny square made in an asymmetric triangle shape. So I'm probably like this far into it. So I started it, and then I had to put it down to work on something else. So there's that. And carrying on with crochet alongs, and again, where did I put it? I put everything around me. Oh, there we go. So they would be within reach, and now they're not. So ever since Debbie mentioned her, hey Deb, mentioned her crochet along that I think Karen of Happiness is Homemade is helping her do, I'm like, oh, I have to participate, but I have no idea what to make for anything, you know, anything local around me that I could whip up real quick. And I've been racking my brain, and it just wasn't working at all. So I finally, it hit, excuse me, there's just a serious tangled mess, not untangled, tangled mess on my lap right now. I decided to do a little Grafgan of, what do I call it? It's going to be kind of a little pillow, a little display. I think I'm nearing the top, but Minion Dad likes coffee, and more importantly, he likes his Dunkin Donuts coffee. Remember, we went to Florida a few years back, and where we were, there was no Dunkin Donuts anywhere close by. Whenever we go anywhere, he's used to being able to walk to a Dunkin Donuts. That wasn't the case. And then we were going to visit friends, which was, I think, a couple of hours away. So we looked up to see if there was a Dunkin Donuts around, and it says there was one off an exit, and we got off the exit, and it just kept going and going and going, and there was no Dunkin Donuts. So needless to say, he was not pleased. So he likes his Dunkin Donuts. So ignore all the tangled ends, because they're just tangled ends. Can you tell what that is? That's my stitch marker over here. Can you tell? So this is going to be, I think, maybe 3 or 4 rows from the top before I start decreasing on both sides. Right now I've decreased obviously on this side. So it's going to be a rectangular, fiber. It's going to be a rectangular type of pillow. I'm going to make a plain white back to put on it, because I'm over all the ends and the tangled mess. I tried my best to carry yarn, but it peeks out sometimes, so I've had to cut and make tiny balls multiple times. And then the brown that I'm using, that skein, I'm using both ends, so it literally is just wound around each other, and I have to keep stopping to unwind, so it's a complete mess. So yeah, it's gonna be this is a straw, and the image I found, it's funny, the straw isn't like directly in the cup, so I don't know if it's supposed to be, obviously it's a cold drink where he does both. I don't know if it's supposed to be like, what's that? The spray thing. Whipped cream that is sticking out of, but the straw in the image is kind of hovering above. So, and I had to shorten it all, or else it would have been way too big. And I am using half double crochets instead of double crochets. And I went down to a 3.75 millimeter hook to keep it nice and small and as tight as possible. So, yep. So, hopefully I will get that done I have to check though. For some reason I want to say her cal goes to the end of the month. I hope it's not till the end of the month. Or maybe till March 1st. But, so I need to hustle on that. So yeah, that's that. Oh, I am using, this is Knit Picks Brava for the white. The brown is Heartland, and it's just a tiny bit, it's a little bit thicker than the Knit Picks. Knit Picks yarn tends to be on the thinner side for their worsted. This is also Heartland for the hot pink, and then the orange is Karen Simply Soft. So it's just a mix. It's total stash. Ooh, if I finish in time, I may be able to enter this one into Hannah's Love Your Stash as well. So that's that. And then, so that's the 3 cals that I was supposed to only be doing 1. And then the only other whip that I'm actively working on, actually no, that's wrong. I have 2 more. So I think I showed this last time, and again the color is way washed out here. Hang on, I'm gonna test something. Okay, I tried to futz with the exposure, and nope, it's still just blown out. This is more of a jewelry toned, nope, they're both blown out. Both blown out. So anyway, these are more of, no, this is the Pantone yarn for a custom order for my teammate. And the other part of that I'm working on, I wasn't sure which, oh man, I am just causing a mess. The other one I'm making, I wasn't sure which would be better, because it is, like I had said before, for his sister, who is going through cancer treatment right now. So I decided to do a knit one, which it does have a thinner, stretchier fabric. So I basically took my my Algonquin pattern, and I'm making this again out of the Pantones. And there is a what do you call it? She's an artist, and I went to her Facebook page, and there's a particular picture that has similar colors to this, so that's why. And because she's an artist, I didn't think she would mind the blips of the garter ridge showing. So I have one more color to add before I do the decrease, and hopefully that works out. As you can see, it's tied in, so I want to get this done before Wednesday and drop it off to him on Wednesday. So that's that. And then let me get my last bra strap. Let me get my last whip. Okay, so my scraps, I'd shown you guys, I have a ball, I had a big ball, like bigger than my head ball of super chunky, and then I had all my worsted I turned into a ball, and all my chunky that I turned into a ball. I've used up all my super bulky, and now, you coming by?
Nope.
My, what was I saying? He distracted me. I used up all my super bulky, and I'm going to take the bulky and the worsted, put it together to make super bulky to add to this. So, uh-oh. Whoa. I almost rolled all over all my, hang on, all my double pointed that fell when I grabbed the bag. That would have broken them all. Okay, I can't get it. Let's hope I don't roll over it. So, this starts here. So this is all my scraps of my super bulky. This was one of the Red Heart Super Saver I was trying to get rid of, and I had tripled it, and it was one of the whips that I frogged and I added to here. So it's got Tripled Red Heart, it's got Hometown USA, it's got, this is line brand Zap It. I don't know if that's discontinued. I've even got some, what do you call it? Blanket yarn in here too. And the blanket yarn did distort the sides a little, but it doesn't really matter because it's a scrap blanket, and I love right here. And again, it's blowing it out so you're not seeing. This is making this light yellow, and it's like deep gold color. But these are all the 2-button cowls I made last fall. They're all in here, all the scraps. So yeah, it's a mix of everything. Acrylic wool blend. I find they hold up pretty well together. So when this is done, my mother-in-law was over recently, and she was marveling at my other 2 scrap blankets. Oh, how do you do it with all the yarns? It's such a great secret, putting yarns together. You didn't think that would go together, but once you have the project together, works awesome. So I figured once I'm done with that, I'll actually give it to her. She has no idea. All right, I think now that's all for my whips. Yep. And then, speaking of my mother-in-law, so last week I came home from work, and I think it was the same day she was asking about my scrap blanket, and she decided she wanted to crochet. I'm like, do you know how to crochet? She said no, but I think she had learned a long time ago or done some a long time ago. I'm like, okay, do you have yarn? No. I'm like, step into my yarn store and pulled out a skein of Vanna's Choice. I have a few, I think maybe like 3 or 4 skeins of Vanna's Choice. Vanna's Choice used to be my go-to yarn. It's not anymore. There are a few colors that they came out with last year that I really like, but I don't really use it as much as I did, so I didn't buy any. So I pulled out a skein. I think it was like a dark pink or whatever. And do you have any hooks? Nope. Gave her one. So I started showing her the chain, and she started getting it. So she'd obviously had some practice at some point. She knits, but she knits basically from memory, and I think she basically knows this sweater pattern from memory long ago, because she did one for her granddaughter, like when she was little. Her granddaughter's now, I think, 11, and she did it maybe when she was like 5 or 6. But she did it all from memory. So she doesn't know how to read patterns, and she speaks Spanish, so they're Chilean, so she speaks Spanish. So I went onto YouTube, and I pulled up, after I showed her and she was getting it, I pulled up a YouTube tutorial in Spanish just so she would have something to refer to, send her the link to her phone so she can refer to it. So all this to say, she was practicing, she was well proud of herself. She even sent me like a text, a photo of her yarn. And mind you, this is someone who's always had like a flip phone, never texted before. They got iPhones last year, and it's the gift that keeps on giving as far as comedy and them trying to use the iPhones and all the features. So she sent me a text, and I was in the middle of work when I got it, and I just I laughed out loud laughing because I just wasn't expecting it. And then I get home that day she sent me the text, and she's all proud, and she's showing me, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, you're doing great. But she had somehow, I started her off. I showed her how to chain, but just to get her going, I started her off, and she, she was making progress. When I got home, she had done about 12 inches back and forth. She had dropped some stitches, to be expected. I always tell anyone I'm showing, don't worry, just keep going. You learn as you go, but if you keep trying to unravel it and start all over again, especially without somebody there to help you, it's just going to frustrate you. So I'm like, just ignore it, just keep going, just keep going. She had somehow gotten up, say she had done this much. So she had somehow gone across and somehow started going down the sides. So I'll pop in a picture of when I got home. I was trying so hard not to laugh, but she had gone up and then gone down the sides, and It's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know. And she had dropped stitches along the way, so it wasn't horrible. And it was, my sister was like, I low-key like it because it looks like it could actually be a pattern. But yeah, I'll show you the picture. Picked up the DPNs. So I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have to rip back. She's like, no, all of it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's how you learn to, you know. So she thought I just meant the ones that she went down the side. So I'm like ripping back. And when I started on the main section, she's like, oh, no, Laurel. It was, you had to be there. So she was a little deflated, but I'm like, that's how you learn. You know, it'll be better the next time. And I got 2 stitch markers and I put it on each end. So that's a tip to, if you're learning or teaching somebody, stitch markers are your friends. Or your friend, not your friends. Put a stitch marker in on each end, because even we do it still sometimes as you're going along. You miss that last stitch, especially if it's tight at the end, you're totally going to miss it. So I put the stitch marker on each end so she knows that she has to go into each of those stitches on either side. Yeah. She hasn't mentioned it since then. This was last Wednesday. So we'll see. We're going over there for dinner. It's Sunday, by the way, the 24th. It's about 3 o'clock, and we're going to go over there in about an hour and a half, I think, for dinner. So we'll see if she's been working on it or not. She hasn't said anything, so I don't know if she's put it aside for now or she's doing it and waiting. I don't know, but I thought that was hilarious. So yeah, the only other thing, I haven't bought yarn. I've been good. Plus, I went to Joann. I still have a gift card. 2 gift cards from Joann's that I got for Christmas. But there hasn't been anything I wanted to buy. And I really, I'm trying not to just buy yarn because it's pretty or it's on clearance, because that gets me every single time. So, I wanted to make a bag for my pins. Right now I have it on... Oops, caught. I have it on this bag. This is one of the bags I made, and that's where all my pins are right now. And I wanted a bag that's plain up here, so that I'm hoping it'll be a little bigger than this, just so that it can hold my pins. I don't know if I'm going to try again the two-tone, because I'm horrible at keeping the seams straight. But I want a plain bag. Maybe I'll make it, no, I don't know. So anyway, they had a sale on fabric, and I actually got, did I get the, it wasn't out, they had an outdoor fabric sale, but I thought that was just too thick for me right now. But they had, I think, upholstery type fabric, so I got this. Am I holding it right? Nope, it's like this. So I figured I'd do this on the bottom, a little bit on the bottom, but most of the top will be this. And this is so blown out and washed out, but it's a gorgeous gold color. So it'll be these two, pulling the gold from here, and most of it will be this. Hopefully at some point, I know it's not going to get done this month, so hopefully next month. And then in their, they had a discount bin, and I saw this. How freaking adorable is that? I'm almost tempted to go back and get a little more. Seriously. How cute is that? So, I think I only got a half a yard. Yeah. So I might go back and just get another yard, because the more I look at it, the more I want it. And I haven't sewn since last year, when I was trying to put a bag together, and my sewing machine decided no, it wasn't working. And I took it to the repair place. We actually have one here in town, and he said there was nothing wrong with it. So I don't know, it worked fine. It's like going to the dentist when you have a toothache and it hurts and hurts, and you get to the dentist and poof, it's gone. That's what happened with the sewing machine. So I haven't picked it up since, so hopefully I will. Yeah, I think that's all I have. My the hats I sent to Billy, she's actually sent off her hats. So she received mine, she sent off her hats, and her last episode she actually, because she liked the greens, and I told her which one I used, and she made her sister, I think it was a hat and scarf set out of that colorway. So, and she still has a lot of hats left over. So as I'm making the baby hats and the newborn hats for donation, I may just whip up a little bigger ones and just keep it there just in case, because she's going to keep this going. And ooh, the other, I think, oh, I entered my my Columbo moments. I entered my a couple of my items in oh Jesus, I was just watching her this morning and I can't remember her name. Nicole of Durab's Creations, in her crochet along, her color work. One of them I took out because I wasn't sure what color work was, and then reading some of the posts, I think Debbie had asked what was color work, and it's basically intarsia carrying the yarn along. So I left the Moroccan tile cowls in there, but I had a hat I'd put in there that really is just changing colors, striping, and I didn't think that qualified, so I took that out. I had put it in because other people had stuff that looked like it was just variegated yarns or yarns with certain colors, and that's why I'd put the hat in, but then after thinking about it, I didn't think it qualified, so I took it out. So if you happen to watch this, Nicole, and the other two don't qualify, no worries, just let me know and I will take them off. No problems, because I just decided why not. And I also added the hats that I sent to Billy in Hannah's Love Your Stash, because those were stash yarns. Some of them really deep stash. And was that it? And then I'll be entering that in Debbie's and Kalisha's. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I'm taking on too much again. So I'm looking around. I have a mess. So I figured I'd do a little different angle. Usually you see out into my living room area, dining room. But yeah, I figured if I see the mess on camera again, I'll do better. I'm trying to clear my desk. Right now I've got magazines in that corner in those little magazine holders, and I want to take it off there. And I always have a lot of works in progress. This is what you can't see properly, but this mess, as I'm working and I finish, I just put the yarn over there. And then this towering mess is my IKEA that has just everything. I have a bag full of project bags that when I frog stuff, it's just sitting in there. Project bags that I bought, that's sitting in there. So I'm trying to make myself clean up. I'm trying to shame myself into cleaning up. Because every night I'm like, I'm taking off in my head what I need to clean up, and then by the daytime I'm like, yeah, it just doesn't happen. So, I got a new dresser when my husband moved offices. Where he went now has furniture, because the person who left that office left her furniture. She retired, so he got better furniture. So I got this dresser type file cabinet dresser. So I have some of my books on there, my sewing machine's on there. So now that I have sort of a place for my sewing machine, I'm hoping I can sit there and make those bags. Either towards, no, the first week in March, I'm giving myself. Oh, hang on, one more Columbo moment. I have another video I'm going to make. Hopefully I'll record it soon, and this is way longer than it was supposed to. I didn't show my last Darn Good Yarn. I think you had seen it on Z's, but the newest one that came, I think I picked it up Friday, is this. Now this one's actually showing closer to what it really is, which is weird. Yeah, this is more true to color than all the other things that I'm showing. But it's fingering weight yarn, and it is It's soft, but the it's sparkly, as you can tell. But that tinsel, Lurex, whatever it's called, I love when Jan says that, Lurex. It makes it, you can feel it in there. It makes it rough with that tinsel. So I'm not thrilled about that, and I don't think this would be like, maybe into a hat. I don't know. But fingering, seriously, it calls for a 2 to 3 millimeter needle or 2.25 to 3.5 millimeter hook. And it's a #1 super fine, and it is, Jesus. Ugh. I don't understand. Super fine, #1. Fingering is what? It's a #2, so this is even thinner than fingering. Oh, duh, it says right on here. Lace weight silk yarn. And the color is called Sparkle Sandy Beach. Lace weight. I don't know. I don't know. My next giveaway is going to be at 1,500 subs. We're a bit away from that, so I think I will just hold this. Oops. I'll hold on to this until then. And I'm making a lot of noise. I'm adding to the mess on the floor. So, my tea's almost cold. Yeah, just lukewarm. I have another video to make, and because we have to go to dinner, I don't know if I'll make it now, but that's it for this one. Thank you guys all for coming by, for watching, spending some time with me, for visiting and all that. Hope you guys are having a good day. It is, it looks outside like you just want to curl up on a couch and not move for days and days and days, but we have to go out. On that note, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye, guys.